Welcome to Just Cuz Podcast. I'm Jay.
And this is Katina.
And we're in the building. How y'all doing?
What's up, people?
How y'all feeling? It's a new week, y'all.
It is.
And we just zooming through 2026 like it ain't nobody's business.
We are in April.
Girl, we in spring all the way. Like, what in the world?
We in spring, but today I'm wearing a jacket. What is up with that?
No, I got on a whole little suit that's long sleeves.
Yeah, I'm saying I need the weather to decide what it wants to be. If it wants to be winter, if it wants to be spring, because
Yes.
I am confused. It has me perplexed.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
confused.
Tina, you said I let the weather decide. I thought about that song, but
I
anyway.
know that's right.
So y'all, okay, so we're doing this new thing where we let you know what the topic is first so that you can decide if you want to skip and come back or stay a while. All right. So the topic today is, who is your supplier?
Who's your supplier?
Isn't that deep, y'all?
That is deep. That is
And
deep.
you
Ain't
already
no telling
know.
where this is going.
We don't know which way it's going to go.
Ain't
We
no
just going
telling.
to start talking and see what happens, okay? All right, y'all. So let's get into it. You ready? Here we come. Oh, happy birthday.
Here we go.
Happy birthday.
Hey,
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Oh,
Hey.
happy birthday. Oh, happy birthday.
This girl did a whole remix. That's a whole. I like that one.
I like that one too. I
like
won't
that
be able
one.
to do it again.
Oh my God, ain't nobody gonna remember it.
No, nobody gonna remember. Happy birthday to you. We are so happy that you saw another year. We are grateful, okay, that you got a little spring birthday, all right? So it's new beginnings all around the way, right? So we pray that you have an amazing time or that you had an amazing birthday and that God gives you many, many more.
Yes.
All right, Tina, let's get into this move. How we shaking? How we moving?
Oh, wow. Let me see. Okay, so my mood. I feel okay. I feel reassured. I feel reassured. We getting ready to talk about who is your supplier. I know who my supplier is.
Come on now.
It is him.
Okay, period.
It is him.
Don't give him too much. Don't give him too much.
Oh, we gotta get into it. But look, so my mood today is I feel reassured. I feel reassured even in the blind spots. I feel reassured even in the unknown. I feel reassured. And to feel reassured is to feel light and to feel free.
Okay.
God, I feel like right now in this space that I'm walking in, God can, He shall, and He will do any and everything. That's what I feel like. I feel good.
Period. So I'm gonna piggyback on that because you know how we do. Piggyback. I feel motivated.
Oh, good.
And I think we complement each other, right?
We do.
Like, you feel reassured. I feel motivated. I feel motivated to do everything, move forward with everything that God has laid before us. And this is like the season of like, go get it. Like, it's yours. Just reach your hand out there and get it and take it. So I feel motivated.
Amen. Amen. Amen and amen again.
Okay.
Motivated and reassured.
Period. What else would you ask for? Okay. I'm just saying.
Moving
right along. And why? And let me just say this too. It is so important that you check in with your people. It is so important that you do a temperature check. Just say, how you doing? What, like,
that's right.
What's your mood today? Or like, how was your day today? Whatever the case is, just open up the conversation so that you can check in with one another and make sure that everybody is good.
That's right. Because
again, we are accountable for one another, right?
Tell them.
And so we just want to make sure that everybody is good and everybody is in the space and they are moving forward and trusting that all things will get better. Because we're not oblivious to where we are as an economy.
Who could be?
So we're not. So we just want to check in, make sure, because this too shall
Pass.
Pass.
And listen, y'all know and understand that everything we do is authentic. There's no fake here.
Nope.
So just like we're telling you guys to check in, we check in with one another. We check in with one another when we're not doing the podcast.
Every day.
Every day we check in. And we have our own lives and our own families, but still, it's still good to check in with your people, even though you have you have that part that's set aside and certain things that set aside that you discuss there. But there's other things that are set aside that me and Jay, that we discuss in our check-in, just to make sure that we're cool, that we're good. So know that everything we're telling you is authentic, it's real, it's true. Like, we're not telling you to do something that we don't do.
We practice what we preach.
We do. We definitely check in on one another, make sure everything is good. And it's not even as if there could be something going wrong or something going bad or whatever. I don't know. Sometimes it's just a feeling. Like,
it sure is.
Like,
Because I'd be like, okay, wait a minute, I ain't heard from her.
Right.
Let's call.
And she will.
And I always send little gifs to pull up, because I'm about to pull up on you in 2 seconds if I don't hear from you.
If y'all would have seen the one yesterday. Okay. Oh my gosh. I was like, okay, well, I've just been working. That's it.
And that's fine. That's fine. And you got a little minute. I don't give her 24 hours, y'all. I'm sorry. She got a strong.
Same here, though.
She got a strong 2
minutes.
Because I would call them nephews. I would call that husband. I'm going to call whoever. Y'all good up there?
Right. But that's the way that it should work with your people. That's the way it should work. Those that you are close to. And sometimes it's not even the ones that you are close to. Sometimes you just got to check in on the others.
Yes.
Because you don't know what they're going through. So
that's true. And
it's important.
And if you get that feeling.
Yeah. It's
somebody
real.
come across your mind that you need to check on them or that you need to reach out to them. Maybe we ain't got their phone number. We got social media. And that you need to reach out. Please reach out, because they could be gone tomorrow.
I have had that to happen. The Holy Spirit has told me to check in on people, to have these, to reach out to them and have a conversation. And the conversation might be, hey, how you doing? And it might be something like, if it's someone that I knew from a long time ago, I went to school with, he brings something to my mind or to my thought about what happened in school. And so I reach out to them and say whatever it is to discuss whatever it was that, the experience was. And then I turn around and a few days later, they are gone away from this earth.
That's sad.
It is. So it's important that you check in. I've had it to happen with friends.
And you never
family.
know.
You never know.
Maybe you could have said something that would have changed the trajectory of their decisions or life or whatever. So it's just very important. We have to be intentional.
Yes.
And that's what we've been talking about too, is just being very intentional.
Yes.
So, all right, y'all. Check on your people.
Yes.
Here I come. It's your favorite.
Here she come.
It's my favorite. It's my nephew Pup's favorite. Baby, it's even these crazy cousins of mine favorite. Okay. WWYD. What would y'all do? This is the opportunity where y'all get to participate. You get to step into the building, step into the conversation, and say, look, I got some on my mind. I'm dealing with some. I got a little situation. I don't really know which way to go. Or I know which way to go, but I don't really want to go that way. And so I just need confirmation that I shouldn't. Okay. So, yes, you can send us a DM on all the social media platforms. You can send us an email if you old school. I send emails a lot. justcuz80s@gmail.com. And keep them coming, y'all. We love reading them. We love getting them. It's very entertaining.
It is. It's very entertaining.
Yes. And so we just really appreciate your participation, okay?
Do.
All right, y'all. This one right here is from Danielle. She says, hello, ladies. My name is Danielle. My son has been being bullied for about 2 years. We have talked to the principal and nothing has happened. We have attempted to talk to the parents of a couple of the boys, and there is no cooperation. We set dates to meet, and something always comes up. I don't want to move my child in his final year of middle school, but I don't know what else to do. My son has asked me to stop coming to the school because it makes things worse.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know what to do. Please help.
I can speak on that. I can speak on that from a personal side when my boys were in middle school.
Okay.
So my kids are close in age together. They're only something like 15 months apart, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we got it in quick, my husband. Anyway, so when my oldest son was in middle school, he was having a hard time socializing and making friends. And because he was having a hard time, whomever that would take him in, like he would like gravitate to them.
Mm-hmm.
And kids, they do things to please other kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so my son, he was the type, because he's always been a big teddy bear.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was the type that like he would take his things to school or whatever, and he would give things to these kids. Or if he had extra money, he would give money to these kids. And it took me a minute to figure out what was going on, because kids are very private about certain things, especially if they know that if the parent finds out that it's going to change the trajectory of what's happening.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening was, when my son went to school for a while, everything was good while it was good. Mm-hmm. And he would come home, he'd be happy, all that stuff, and he would act like a normal kid. But when the bullying began, I could tell a difference in his character, in his mannerism. When he came home. He seemed very shut off, and he didn't play as much, and he slept more, and almost like signs of somewhat like of depression, maybe, and understand that even though these kids are young, they do deal with issues of depression.
They do.
So you have to be careful and pay attention.
Anxiety.
To the sign. They deal with this stuff.
All that stuff.
Because think about it. You as an adult, if you have to deal with a bully on your job all day, every day, how would it make you feel? It's the same thing for these children. So he would come home and his mannerism had changed. And what happened was they had a break. Like I think it was like a winter break. And whom he was, everything changed, and he was happy again. He was the kid that I knew. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he went back to school, as soon as school started back, he went back to that same kid that he was before. And I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Wrong. Something's not right. Something is not right. Something is not right. Now, I'm very in tune with my Lord, and I pray. I'm going to pray about some stuff, and the Lord is going to show me some stuff. He never fails me. He never lies to me. Nothing never falls to the ground. He does not play.
Period.
But I started praying about some things. Mm-hmm. And when I prayed about those things, I asked that the Lord reveal to me what was going on. So when my son come home one day, he had like a sticker on his back. I said, oh, they doing this kind of stuff. So I tried to reach out to the teacher. Same thing. No response. Mm-hmm. I reached out to the teacher about 3 times, no response. Now, see, you got a different, you have a different thing that's happening here, because you've already reached out to the principal. But I'm gonna tell you to go over the principal's head. You go to whomever it is that's going to listen and let them know what is happening, because it's important and it's imperative. Mm-hmm. But the Lord started to reveal to me who it was, how many it was, what they looked like, and I could see the situation. So after the Lord revealed to me all these things, I had already reached out to the teacher, and the teacher didn't respond. So I called someone that I knew that would hear me, that would listen to me, because when I would drop my kids off, the secretary in the mornings, we would chat, we would speak when I dropped my kids off. So we were familiar with one another. So I called and I spoke with the secretary. If the principal is not listening to you, get in contact with somebody else, whether it be the secretary or another teacher, because that is you holding them accountable. Yeah. So I created an accountability. When I spoke to the secretary and I told her what was going on, and I told her, I said, I've had a conversation with my kid, and my kid will not be bullied. And what I have done is I have told him I have taken the proper measures to warn to attempt to warn the teacher, and of what's going on, but I didn't get any resolve there. So then I went to talk with the secretary.
Mm-hmm.
And so now there was an accountability. Well, as soon as someone outside of that person that I tried to speak to knew, like I said, that accountability was put in place and something was done immediately. And I discussed with them my whole conversation that I had with my child, because I had already told my child, what you're not going to do is allow someone to harm you or hurt you and you not defend yourself.
Come on now.
Defend yourself.
Come on now. There you go.
We're not getting ready. I'm not the type of parent that teaches my child to provoke anything, but I will teach my child to defend themselves. So that is a conversation also that you will need to have with your child, because for one thing, a lot of times bullies are bullies because they know that the kids are afraid. And sometimes you got to speak and build up the confidence in your child. And once they say something back, a lot of times they will back off. And that's that's one of the things that we learned. But creating the accountability with someone else outside of the one that would not listen, it got the job done. Next thing I knew, within the next day, they sent out a letter and they sent out a voice message to every single parent on their phones, talking about bullying and how it was not going to happen, and it was not going to be tolerated, because sometimes things are a work that you just have to press. And it's your kid, and you are your kid's advocate. So continue to be your kid's advocate. If the teacher and the principal are not being accountable, talk to another teacher, talk to the secretary, other people in other positions. And if that doesn't work, then you go to the board, the board system or the school board system or whatever may have you, and begin to talk to them. Make sure that they know what's going on. That, number one, holds those people accountable, and it also keeps your child out of trouble and keeps you out of harm's way as well, because I told you what was happening.
Do what Tina said.
Oh, my Lord.
Do what Tina said, because you don't want to know what I would do. And I am going to say that I'm going to speak to the fact that you reached out to them parents and them parents didn't respond to you.
Yeah.
And that is an indication of where their kids get it from.
That's right.
Okay? Because if you don't want to address your child in their wrongdoing, and you don't want to hold them accountable, and you don't want to take responsibility for your child, because at the end of the day, they're minors. And so you have to take responsibility for your child and your child's actions. And so if it had continued, because like I said, do what Tina do. Danielle, do what Tina said do. Do you hear me? Do what she said do. Do not do what Jay is getting ready to say, okay? So,
oh my gosh.
So I want to hear what you get ready to say. So listen to me. If they did not, and see, I don't have no kids, so that's another disclaimer. But if they were not listening, and I done reached out to the parents and everything else, baby, I'm going to the school, and I'm gonna show up, and I'm gonna know who them boys are.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to have a conversation with them kids. Hold on, I ain't going to put my hands on nobody. But for my baby to say, I don't want you to come back to the school because you make it worse. What do you mean worse?
That hurts.
Because who putting their hands on,
right?
And we don't know if they putting their hands on them or calling you out your name or whatever. Because let me tell you something, I was bullied in school.
Really?
And all y'all know who y'all were that used to bother me. Yes.
And now they tuning in to listen to you.
Come on, listen.
Voting and everything.
Listen, talk about me. Look, let me tell you, kids are cruel. They will talk about the things that you cannot help. They will talk about your teeth. Yeah, they will talk about what you look like. They will talk, girl, let me tell you, I used to wear dresses every day because of my religion. They will talk about that. They will talk about that. They will talk about your status if they think you're poor.
What?
They'll talk about kids are cruel. They will talk about the way you say certain things, the way you look, like all of these things,
right now.
And kids will do that, right? So the Lord knew that I didn't need to have offspring, because if my offspring went to school and somebody would, and this was the situation for my child, I would have been first of all, my child would have been in there thinking like, I cannot tell my mama. And I would have been paying attention, like Tina said, to their behavior. And I would have been like, oh, don't even worry about it. You wouldn't even know when I went to school. You wouldn't even know. I would have been somewhere lurking, trying to see what in the world was going on at this point in time so that I can address it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, no, I'm not going to put my hands on your child. No, I am not. I'm not going to say I'm going to threaten them now, because I will say, if you mess with mine one more time,
right,
we're going to be in court, because I'm taking your parents to court.
Right.
Okay?
That part.
So I ain't threatening you, I threaten your parents.
That's the accountability
so
right
don't
there.
play with me.
Okay,
because
that's another way.
We will be in court, and I will be telling the judge about your raggedy parents.
I like
because
it.
your parents are not holding you accountable for the things that you're doing to my child.
I like
and
it.
And then on top of that, I'm still going to move my child, because you won't give them a living hell while they at school for the rest of their years. Like, don't play with me. You do not want it. I want to do that. I would do this stuff for my nephews.
Oh, girl,
you already know.
I already know, because
I'll show up.
Charged.
I'll show up.
She is charged on this situation, and she even be trying to tell me stuff about mine. I'll be like, hold on, wait a minute, this mine. What you mean? I know you do it for your nephews.
Jessica's podcast, I don't care. She not gonna talk to my nephews like that. I'm sick of her.
Like they ain't my kids.
So don't care. Don't care. I be like, don't come for him like that.
She'll try. She don't win, but she'll try.
Even with the dogs. Who you talking to? Don't talk to them like that.
She'll try.
So, it is what it is. But Danielle, do what Tina said. Okay.
But I like what Jay said, because you're still holding the accountability when you say, I'm going to take you to court. Take them to court.
Oh, yeah.
Bring some authority in there.
Mm-hmm. Because you're not going to mess with mine.
When the parents start having to take responsibility for the mess that they have made, it changes the tune of things.
Yeah.
So I like and that
you know
part.
What I tell my
like
child?
That part.
You know what I tell my child? If you hear the word snitch, and they try to say that you did it, say it won't me, it was my mama.
Right.
Take it up with my mama.
Who cares? Like,
because I don't care.
Get out of here.
I do not care. You're not getting ready to mess with mine. Mm-mm. And here's the thing. Here's the real deal Holyfield. The real deal Holyfield is that if we brush this under the rug, then suicide happens.
Exactly. And these kids start, now you hear about these things with these kids bringing guns to school and these mass shootings and things like that, because things are swept under the rug. You have to pay attention to the signs when it comes to your children, even the ones with the children that are bullying. Mm-hmm. Parents, pay attention to how your kid's behavior is. You know your kid better than anybody else. The way that they behave at home is 9 times out of 10 the way that they behave when they're out, or they behave that much worse.
The worst.
One or the other. So pay attention to the behavior of your kids. Guide them in the right way.
And not always try to think that they're innocent in a situation.
They're not all. It is not that. You know what? That's the thing that gets me.
Yeah.
When parents act like their kids are never at fault. You know your kid.
Yes.
You know your child.
Oh, my child wouldn't do that. Yeah, he wouldn't do it in front of you, but you don't know what he'll do after. Let me tell you something. I heard one of my nephews cuss over the weekend. It like that took me out.
Because you ain't never heard that side.
And I'm like, and I said, okay, Jay, it's very important how you handle this situation.
Right.
Okay. And so I said, boy, if I ever hear that come out your mouth again, you and me gonna have a problem. I didn't tell their parents. Mm-hmm. I didn't say anything. I handled it.
Right.
Because I said, your vocabulary is bigger than that.
That's right.
I said, and you're smarter than that. I was like, I see the grades that you bring, that you done brought home before. So I know that you're smarter than that. So choose some other words.
Right.
I was like, people that use terminology and stuff like that are weak.
Express themselves.
I said they're weak. They don't know how no other words. They don't know adjectives. Mm-hmm. They don't know synonyms. They don't know antonyms, so they can express themselves. I said, but guess what you do? Sick of people.
Point made.
Anyway.
Point made.
All I'm saying is, if you don't protect them, who will?
Parents do right.
Period. All right, y'all. We're going to come on down the road, y'all. We done made it to the main line. Y'all ready?
Jesus on the main line.
Tell him what you want. So y'all heard this in the beginning. Who is your supplier? Tina, take it.
What? This girl gonna come up with a topic and say, "Here, Tina, take it." Really? Okay, whatever. That's so. This is what I have to deal with. Oh my God. Okay, but okay. This is what I'm gonna open up with, and then I'm gonna say, "Jay, take it away." So look, this is what I'm gonna open up with. So we're talking about who is your supplier.
Yes,
this
ma'am.
can go so many ways.
Where we taking
We got
it?
all kinds of suppliers out there.
I know. Let's go. Let's talk
We
about
got all kinds of suppliers out there. There's some good suppliers and there's some bad suppliers. I mean, even in business, we got suppliers.
Come on now.
And we call those suppliers vendors.
We do.
We call those vendors. But in this particular case, I think where we're going to run to and kind of quickly is, who is your supplier? Who do you believe in? Who do you trust in? Where does your faith lie?
Period.
Where does your faith lie? Who is it that you believe in and trust in? And when I say believe and trust in, I mean absolutely, fully trust in. I'm going to take this back just a little bit to when I met Jay. Right before I met Jay, the Lord was dealing with me about a few things that he was doing and he was moving around in my life. And those things he was dealing with me about, I had been praying and asking him about things in business and things in my walk with him. I had been praying about some things, right? And God had gave me some answers, but the answers that he gave me were very vague. And you know what the answer that he gave me?
What?
I am putting you in a trust me season, or in a trust God season. Trust me with your eyes closed. Trust me that with your back turned, that I'm going to do and provide everything it is that you need.
Come on now.
He said, I'm going to put you in a trust me season, and you're going to walk this season until I tell you otherwise. Because what I'm going to do in this season is I'm going to build who I am in you.
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh my gosh. I said, Lord, I don't know if I should have asked you for what I've been asking you.
Okay.
You got to be careful what you ask God for, because he will give it to you, but you don't know what the measures are.
You don't know what that process is
to get there. So when he told me this, I said, okay, Lord, I'm going to trust you. Now, what I didn't realize is that the things that I was praying for and the things that I was asking for were, because we can ask God for anything. I trust and I believe my Father.
Come on,
my daddy. I'm gonna ask him for any and everything that I want.
Everything.
He told me there is nothing too great for him.
Everything.
All of the things. I'm going to ask him for any and everything I can imagine. And most of the things that we have, like as goals or places that we would like to reach, when it comes to our walk with the Lord, it requires an unexplainable faith. And so I took those things to the Lord, and he said, okay. He said, that's not a problem. He said, however, the way that I do it, it will have to be done in a way that man can't put their hands on it.
Right.
So God said, I'm going to give you my divine favor. So when I tell y'all that right now in this season of my life, my supplier, I am walking in his divine favor.
Come on now.
I'm walking blind. Okay, so when Jesus sent out the disciples, there was a season where he told them, I want you to go, and I don't want you to take any money with you. I don't even want you to take a change of clothes with you. I want you to go, but in me sending you out this way, what I'm doing is I'm teaching you to trust me. I'm teaching you to understand that I will provide every need that you have, and even the things that you want. I'm your supplier.
Yes.
Jesus told them, I am your supplier. Believe me and trust in everything it is that I've already showed you. So understand, to have that type of season and to walk in a faith like that meant that I had to depend on God to do miracles. And miracles are things that man cannot perform. They can't perform. They can't do them. So in order for something to take place or something to happen, it means it's out of reach of man. and only God can touch it, which means it has to be divine. It has to be divine. So in this season of me walking with the Lord, and I'm still in that season because God said, this is how I'm going to build you. This is how I'm going to make you. I don't need you to depend on nobody else. I don't need you to depend on the voice of man. I don't need you to depend on the advice or the instruction of man. I need you to hear me and hear me clearly. And so in this time and in this season, I've learned to hear God's voice.
Period.
So I hear his voice and I hear his voice clearly. That's why nobody can steer me away from what it is that I'm supposed to do or what my instruction is. I don't care who it is. I don't care what the face is on that particular person. And it could be somebody that I love. I don't care. I don't care because they do not supersede the instruction or what it is that God is telling me to do. Because in a faith season, when you're walking with God and you are completely and totally yielded to God in faith, he means for you to walk and to go out and do what he tells you to do without having in hand whatever it is that you need. And for you to walk in a season where you don't have the supplies in hand, but that you trust God and that he will give you what you need, that's going in blind. And a lot of times us as us as man, we want to have the plan. We need to know what the plan is. We want to have the materials in hand, but sometimes God will put you in a path or tell you to take a walk where he's not going to supply you with that. Listen, in my faith walk season, I had been praying. I'm telling you, be careful about what it is that you pray for if you're not willing to go through for it. Because in that season, I had prayed and asked God to do things, like I said, in business and in my walk. And I had prayed and I said, Lord, I need you to send people that I can work with, but I can't work with just anybody. I can't work with just everybody. Whoever it is that I work with, I need to be able to trust them with my eyes closed. I need to be able to do a trust fall with these people. If I tell them to do something, I can turn away, walk away, go somewhere, come back, and they will have done exactly what I told them to do. And God did exactly that. This is how I met Jay. God did a major thing just through the prayers and just through the obedience of walking in him being my supplier. Everything that Jay and I do, and like you guys are getting to see the product of what it is that we do. Because everything that we do, we're doing it by faith. We're walking by faith. We didn't know anyone to call to tell, to talk about our news, our podcast, to say, hey, look, put us in your newsletter. We didn't know anyone to call to talk and say, hey, look, put us on your TV show. That's all God's doing. Everything that God is doing for us in this season, it is all God. He has been our true supplier. Not only does he supply for us through our businesses, but also in our lives and in our families. Every single day. Some days we wake up and we're looking at how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? And I know there's other people that are facing some of the same challenges. How are you going to pay this bill? How are you going to eat? How are you going to get the care that you need? I promise you that God is the supplier.
Yes. He is definitely the supplier, the provider. He is all of those things. And I echo everything that Katina has said. I echo it all because I am living and I'm walking in it with her. We are right here together in it. And there was something that took place right before we started this podcast. And it was a faith leap for us to do this. It was a faith leap for Azalea E. Great to come to fruition. It was a faith leap because sometimes you can think the most detrimental thing is happening in your life, right? You can look at something and say, oh my God, what am I going to do? How is this going to happen? Because you were depending on something. But the Lord is jealous, right? So the Lord is a jealous God. And he don't want you to depend on anything else other than him. So if everything was to stop today, your flow of finances, your anything, if everything was to stop today, who are you going to depend on? Who would your supplier be? Who would you go to? Right? And so the wonderful thing about this is a long time ago when I was being bullied wearing them skirts and stuff, I got the foundation of who God was, right?
Amen.
I got the foundation of who Jesus is, and I know him to be everything that I need in my life. And so no matter what situation I'm in, no matter what season I'm in, I am totally dependent on him.
Amen.
Totally, unapologetically dependent on God and looking for everything. And see, for some, this is a testimony. And I don't even think I need to give it right now because there's so much more to come. But this is a testimony. Stay tuned. There's more to see. Okay?
Talk about it.
Stay tuned. There's more to see, because when you see us, know that God is our pilot.
Come on.
When you see us, know that he is leading and directing us. Like Tina said, he put us on Atlanta Live. He had them feature us in a podcast magazine. He had someone nominate us for a Women's Podcast Award.
Right.
Like, these are the things that God is doing. And guess what? We are just showing up. Tina talked about just going without a purse, going without a wallet. Because God has given you instruction and told you, I've already been there. They're waiting on you.
Good gracious.
They're waiting on you to get there.
He's ahead of you.
Yes. And sometimes I know, especially with this economic crisis, and you want to be in a place to where there's just more than enough and overflow and all of that, and then you find yourself in a place to where you're in need, or you need somebody to reach their hand back for you and pull you. And in what Katina was talking about, she pulled me. She pulled me when we got ready to start the podcast, and when with Azalea E. Great. Because let me tell you something, Jay Evans wasn't thinking about Azalea E. Great at that time. But God was. And so for someone to pull you and say, come on, look, I see everything that you're doing. I see how you striving here and you going here and you getting up and you doing this and you doing that and doing that. God will raise up the blessing for you, even when you don't see it, even when you don't even know which direction to take to get to it. And when you thought that it was going to come one way and you reached out that way and you got the door slammed in your face. Yeah,
it's for a reason.
It's for a reason. You can't be mad at the people. You can't be mad because guess what? They weren't your blessing.
That's right.
They didn't. They wasn't the blessing
and
that
they
God
raised
up for you. They weren't a part of it. They weren't a part of your next season, and they're not a part of your blessed season.
That's right. That's right.
That's what ends up happening. Because here's the thing: if you have and you don't, you put yourself in a whole different category, in a whole different space with God. Anyway, if you have and you don't, and if your brethren or someone asks of you and you don't, and you can, then you already set yourself up. So you can't go back and look at that person in their blessed place and be like, oh, I should have, I could have sowed here.
Wow.
I could have done this, but I chose not to.
Wow.
So then guess what? God sets you up to where you are a spectator and you just get to watch.
Ooh, that's deep.
You don't get to participate.
That's deep. That's
you don't get to eat at the table.
That's deep.
You just get to watch.
That's deep.
You just get to watch the show on TV.
Jay.
When you could have had a front row seat at the taping, at the airing.
Oh my God. See, that's heavy. That's heavy. That's deep. God is the true supplier. He is the true supplier. That it does not come from man. And sometimes man thinks that they have the power to play God. And they think that they are the ones that are the supplier because of what they have in hand. But God does not need. He does not need, but he chooses to use whomever it is he decides to use. But just like we talked about before, if you won't do it, God will raise up somebody else to do what he called you to do or what he told you to do. But God is the true supplier. He does not have to utilize person A or person B or person C. He got a whole alphabet. He has a whole alphabet. If Jesus told the disciples to go out and to preach the word and to bring the people in and not to take anything with them, don't you think that he knew that they were going to be in need of somewhere to lay their head? They were going to be in need of to eat. They were going to be in need of money to pay for different things.
Yeah.
He already knew that. And so he was their supplier. All he was doing was building up their faith with them, sending them out with them not having in hand what it is that they thought in mind that they would need in the flesh, what they thought or what they figured that they would need. But sometimes, but it ain't sometimes. The flesh does not run parallel. The flesh does not run parallel with the spirit.
It don't.
The spirit operates in a whole different way.
We
have to operate according to what the spirit says. Understand that if you are out, Jesus told them, go out and go preach. And they ran into all types of scenarios in which they would be in need. They had to feed people. They had to feed themselves. There was a time when Peter and the disciples and Jesus, they had came into Capernaum. And when they came into Capernaum, it was a tax collector that was there waiting, ready for them, and said, hey, does your Jesus pay taxes? And Peter said, yes. More than likely, yes, he absolutely does. He pays taxes. So he turned and he left and he went to go tell Jesus, like, yo, what's up? Because remember, Jesus had then sent them out and then told them, don't take nothing with you. Don't take no purse with you. Don't take no change of clothes with you. Don't take your staff with you. You don't need an extra staff.
Yeah.
All you need to do is go as you, because everything else will provide for itself.
Right.
Because your work and your labor is worth its pay. So now in this situation, I'm just giving you that as a reminder. So now in this situation, now the tax collector has come to Peter talking about, where your taxes at? where your taxes at? Where Jesus' taxes at? Because understand, he was going to be tested in everything. They were going to see if Jesus was going to behave like man, or if he was going to behave supernatural, which is something that they already didn't understand. Right. They wanted to see what his behavior was. And you know what Jesus, his response was? His response to Peter was, as soon as Peter walked up, because this is another thing, and it goes back to how God will reveal things to you, because he knows all things. He already knew what was on Peter's mind when Peter came back to come and tell him, yo, the tax collector asked me about, about this fee, about this money. So as soon as he walks in, Jesus says to Peter, who is it that you think that the king would require to pay taxes? His children or others? So Peter responded, it would be others. And the Lord said, absolutely. He already knew what was on Peter's mind. So I'm telling you, God is the supplier. He is your supplier. He already knows what it is that you're in need of. So you know what? Jesus had a response for him, because Jesus had to break that thing down to Peter, because Peter was probably thinking in his mind, why are they asking for this man to pay taxes? They know who he is. Why would you require that of Jesus? But Jesus was like, no, don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to handle it. And I'm going to show you how. And I'm going to do it in a supernatural way so that you see, but not only that you see, but all the rest of the disciples see that this is how I function and this is how faith works. So you know what he told Peter to do? He said, Peter, I want you to go to the lake, and the first fish that you pull out, it'll be money in the mouth of the fish.
Period.
And you're going to take that money and you're going to go and pay your taxes, and you're going to go pay my taxes. God is your supplier. There is nothing you can be in need of and he not show up for you.
Period.
That's all I got to say.
Period. So I only got one thing to add to that. Your faith ignites your supplier, your provider. Because your faith,
that's good.
You already know that it's done, because you're walking in faith, you're walking by faith, and then God does the rest. Nothing else to be said, nothing else to be done. So who is your supplier? What God say? Who the man say that I am?
Oh,
come on
gosh.
now. Who is your supplier?
My Lord, choose Jesus.
Come on now.
Choose Jesus.
So, There that go. All right, y'all. So know who your supplier, know who your provider is, honey. And get in them comments and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us who your provider is. Tell us who your supplier is.
Yeah.
And tell us about your experience, because we sure want to know. Okay?
Talk to us.
All right, y'all. Well, we at the end, and we're going to do a little quick rant real quick. And baby, mine gonna be so quick that it's gonna blow your mind. Why is it when somebody wants something from you that they don't just say, "Can I have," or "May I have such and such"? Yeah. Why is it that they be like, "I like cheeseburgers"?
Stop.
Or "I like candy."
Just ask me for what you want.
Right. Is that yours? Oh, that's nice.
No, I'm just holding it.
Yeah. Like, ask for what you want. Be bold in it. Because if it's something that you want, first of all, I'm going to know because you staring at me, you looking at me all kinds of ways. Right. And if you want me to share it, just ask me. Now, I might say no. Right. Because if I'm in a position in that moment, in that place that I don't want to share, I ain't going to share. I'm going to tell you that. Right. I ain't going to lie. So, I'm just saying. But, yeah, that's a pet peeve for me. Ask for what you want. Because, baby, if it's something you got and I want it, I ain't going to tell you I like it. Can I have that? That pen shoulder right good. Let me get it.
Just say it.
Can I have that pen, Tina? Because it's pink and I like it.
Right. Just say what you want, girl. Yeah, you can have it.
Yeah, that's my rant.
Okay, here we go. So here's my rant. How is it just because you see what you see with your eyes, because trying to look into my life or whatever.
Talk about it.
Don't be assuming that I just got it to give. Don't assume, because when you do stuff like that, like for me,
don't count your pocket.
Don't be counting my money. That is my exact rant right there. Is don't be counting my money. I spend my money the way I want to spend it. I save it the way I want to save it. Don't be counting my pockets. Like, it's because you have some people that they like will watch you and study you and study what you do and try to determine your value, or try to determine what you can afford to give or can't afford to give.
Yeah, how would you need help and you was just da 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 da? You don't know. You don't know who blessed me.
You don't know.
You don't know who blessed me. You don't know who enabled me to whatever.
Right.
Like, you can't do what my father do. Get away.
We just talked about it, because the Lord is our supplier. Just because you see what you see don't mean it has to necessarily be the whole substance of what it is that you see, because faith works in a whole nother kind of way. It's what you don't see. A whole
nother way.
Faith works like what you don't see. And sometimes there's a lot of don't see in how people get to where they get.
Come on now.
So don't be counting my pockets and thinking, you can well, look, let me get, or you got it. You can, you can do it. You got don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's my rant for the day.
Period. So don't count Tina's pockets, and if you want something, you just need to come out and ask somebody.
That's right.
Get away. All right, y'all. Well, we came down to the end. We thank you so much for spending time with us. We look forward to spending this time again next week, okay?
Yes.
And until then, what we gonna do, Tina?
We're going to live,
laugh,
and love.
We out, y'all.
Peace.